Hello, my friends, and welcome to another devotional connection. I just was preaching on the story of the faith of the centurion found in Matthew chapter 8 and Luke chapter 7. And I wanted to make a parallel that I had not expanded on or expounded on, but I want to do so now. When the centurion came up to talk to Jesus in Luke 7, it seems that a bunch of the Jewish elders went before him. And Luke 7, verse 4 says, "When they came to Jesus, they pleaded earnestly with him, 'This man deserves to have you do this because he loves our nation and has built our synagogue.' So Jesus went with them. He was not far from the house when the centurion sent friends to say, 'Lord, don't trouble yourself, for I do not deserve to have you come under my roof.'" It's amazing to me how these people go before him and they still have a wrong understanding, and we still have a wrong understanding today. Jesus did not say a word when they pleaded his case of worthiness. He was asked to come heal somebody, so he went. But when they pleaded his case of worthiness, you can almost read into it that that was the reason that Jesus went. But that has never been the case anywhere in the Bible. Um, you can go to Luke chapter 15, when in the story of the prodigal son. In the story of the prodigal son, he had decided upon this great apology that he was going to give to his father. In Luke 15, verse 17, and on down to 19, it says, "I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants." This was the apology he was going to make to his father. And this verse 20 says, "So he got up and went with his father. But while he was a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him and ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. And then the son, getting ready to go into his apology says, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son.'" And the father doesn't even address it. The father just says to his servants, "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet." And he continues on giving the orders to prepare the feast for his son's return. If you go to the story of Rahab, Rahab was told the symbols that she needed to have and who needed to be in her house. Nowhere did the Bible say that the Jesus or God or even the Jews were looking in the house to see who was worthy. In the story of the Passover, no one, nowhere in the Bible does it say that God came down and looked in the houses to see who was worthy to be saved. All it said was, if you were in Rahab's house, you were going to be saved. If you were in the houses that were covered by the blood, you were going to be saved. Nowhere did Jesus go home to home taking out resumes, seeing who was worthy. We get this wrong idea of worthiness. Because the truth is, we say none of us are worthy, and then we pick and choose who we share the gospel with, who we put time and energy into. Not where, because all of us have different talents and different skills, but we all make judicious decisions on who we're willing to give time to, who we're willing to share our energy with. And that is wrong. Because the truth is, none of us are worthy. And Jesus knows that, and he doesn't check for that either. All he asks is that you're covered by the blood. Believe in me. I'll do the rest. It goes back to John 3:16. Very simply, those who believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. He does the rest. He does the change. He does the conviction. He does the conversion. And sometimes we get in the way because we think people should be further along than they are. I read a great quote today. It was a great quote, and it was a lady, and she was saying sometimes she gets mad because her children aren't as mature as she was at their age, until she realizes that they don't have to deal with the same trauma that she dealt with at their age, and they're giving age appropriate responses to the things that are going on with them. And she realizes that by the grace of God, she's broken the chains in her family. We can't expect everyone to respond the way we do or the way we did. They're not dealing with the same trauma. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. But we have to let God, their Father, deal with them. Stop checking for worthiness. None of us are made it. None of us have arrived, and none of us can claim superiority to any other. But what we can do is share Jesus. Our pastor says it best. We have one product to sell, and that's Jesus Christ. And we can't even sell it because we give it away for free. Talk to you again soon.